Hi, my name is Simone DePrima, and I am a mental health clinician here, and I just would like to get to know a little bit more about you. So today we're just going to start off with a diagnostic interview, and everything said in this meeting will be held confidential unless you pose a threat to yourself and or others. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Some of these questions can be a little bit intense, so I just wanted to let you know you can stop me at any time and we can take a break. This is your space and your time. So we're just going to start with some easy questions. Can you tell me your date of birth?
February 7th of 94.
I'm so sorry. Can you tell me your first and last name?
Cassie Miller.
That's such a beautiful name. So what brings you in today?
I had a really bad situation happen a few months ago, and I just haven't really been able to handle it very well. And it's really impacting me,
Kind of every day?
Yeah.
Well, it's really brave and very intuitive of yourself to know that something's not right and to come here. Have you had any type of counseling in the past?
No.
Okay. So these are going to be a little bit more of an intense set of questions, and this is just the risk assessment part that I have to ask everyone. So currently, do you have any thoughts of suicide? Do you have a plan?
No.
In the past, have you ever thought about harming yourself?
No. I don't think about hurting myself at all. I just kind of feel a little not hopeless, but kind of just
Okay. And then in the past, have you had any previous suicide attempts?
No.
Have you ever felt any self-mutilating behaviors like cutting, burning? Okay. And what about any homicidal thoughts,
No.
intentions to hurt others?
No.
Okay. What about committing acts of violence?
No, I've never done anything like that.
Okay. And now, Stephanie, I just had a quick question. Are you sexually active?
Yeah.
Okay. And then in your time frame of feeling kind of out of sorts, have you displayed any form of sexual aggression towards anyone?
No.
Forced them? Okay. So that part is over. And next thing we're going to talk about is substance use.
Okay.
And remember, this is a no judgment zone, and anything you say will just be used as a basis for us to give you some more help. So, do you engage in drinking alcohol?
Not anymore. I kind of I did when I was earlier 20s, just kind of like in my college time.
Okay, totally understandable. What about any antidepressants? What about any cannabis use? Marijuana?
I mean, same thing. Like in college, maybe like a handful of times. It wasn't really anything
Too serious?
No.
What about cocaine?
No.
Heroin?
No.
Methamphetamines?
No.
Nicotine?
No.
Steroids?
No.
Okay. And then are you currently on birth control?
Not anymore. I got off of it.
Okay. And so back to your college days, when you were engaging in alcohol, at any point when you were using alcohol or marijuana, did you suffer from memory loss or blackouts?
Yeah, like sometimes when I was drinking, like it probably happened like more frequently than I felt like it happened with a few other people, but like I didn't ever really think it was an issue.
All right. And what about your tolerance? Did you notice that as frequently as you used alcohol, it just tended to increase?
No,
Or decrease?
I don't think it really ever changed. It was usually just kind of like 2 drinks and I was good to go.
Okay. Did you feel any type of withdrawals since you said that you engaged in alcohol in your early 20s and then now?
No.
Okay. And like you said, you don't think it had a great impact on you, or do you think the alcohol use and occasional marijuana slightly impacted how you're feeling to this day?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask you some more social questions. Can you tell me about your family a little bit? Who are you living with?
Well, I live by myself now, but I grew up with my grandparents. They pretty much raised me. My parents got divorced like when I was really, really young, and I kind of flip flopped between them when I was younger. But once I got kind of a little older, I started staying with my grandparents more than
Okay.
anybody else.
Have you noticed anyone in your family have any type of mental illness?
My mom said that she was diagnosed with bipolar. I'm not really like sure if that really happened. I know that last year my grandpa was diagnosed with anxiety and depression.
Was he seeking any type of treatment, a counselor, medication?
I think that he just went to his like primary care doctor and kind of talked about how he was feeling. I don't think he ever went to counseling, but I do think that he started medication.
Okay. And then anyone in your family abuse alcohol or any type of drugs?
My grandfather, so he's not like my biological grandfather. He's just married to my grandma, but he was an alcoholic, but he's been sober for like 34 years now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's really
That's
proud of it.
really long time. That's something to be proud of. It's an accomplishment.
My mom was an alcoholic. She's not as bad as she she was when I was younger, but she still drinks. She didn't stop, but it's not as frequent.
How would you say your relationship with your mom is?
It's not very good. I don't have a very good relationship with either of my parents.
What about your grandparents? Are those more your people?
Yeah,
Your
they're
rock?
my people.
Okay. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of an uncomfortable question. But in your life, has anyone ever forced you, touched you in a way that you would not want to be touched?
No.
Okay. What about in your household? Has anyone ever put their hands on you, hit you, kicked you, belittled you?
No. I mean, I would just see like my dad and his wife fight a lot, and my mom and her boyfriends fight a lot, but
Yeah.
nothing, like nobody ever hit me or anything like that.
Still seeing that kind of just, leaves you with a little bit of
Yeah.
unsettled feelings. I'm really sorry you had to go through that. That must be really difficult.
It's okay.
Is there any other significant losses or traumas that you have faced?
Well, the situation that happened a few months ago was my fiance and I were in a car accident. We were leaving a concert and a truck ran a red light and hit us. And we both went to the hospital, but the only thing that I remember from being at the hospital is like waking up and them telling me that they did like all that they could for him, but he didn't make it.
That I am so sorry for your loss. That's a heavy weight to bear.
Yeah, it's been really hard.
Understandably. But you're here now, so hopefully we can give you some techniques and some support so you can get through this challenging time.
Yeah.
And I'm really sorry again that you had to deal with all that without a lot of support from your parents. Do you have a lot of support from friends or other family members?
Yes and no. I don't really go out of my way to kind of do anything anymore.
Okay.
But I've had like friends come by my apartment.
Check in on you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really good to have some friends pop in and see how you're doing. Did you guys have any children?
No.
Okay. And then did your fiance or yourself ever get in any type of legal trouble?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Are you on any prescription medicines right now for any severe medical illnesses?
No, I just take allergy medicine every once in a while.
Yeah. Okay. What about schooling? Are you still in school? Are you out of school?
No, I'm out of school.
Okay. All right. So you told me that some of your friends stop by and check on you. Is there any other activities you like to engage in to get your mind off everything that's been going on?
I think that might be like one of my problems is that I don't really do anything to distract myself. If anything, like I have more trouble getting myself to do anything because I don't like being in a car, so it kind of keeps me just to my house.
Confined.
Yeah.
Well, what activities do you like to do?
I used to just kind of go hang out with my friends wherever. We would just try and like catch up on weekends when we were all off.
Okay. And what was your job?
I'm a nurse.
Okay. Have you been working the normal shift, or are you still taking some time off for yourself?
I tried to kind of get back into the swing of things, but it was really hard. They've been really understanding, but I definitely haven't been like working my normal hours how I should be.
Has that caused you any financial burden? Are you still doing okay?
A little bit. It hasn't made it easy, but my grandparents have kind of helped me when I've needed it.
And that's really great. I think it's really great that you've been taking the time to focus on bettering yourself. And that's really great that your grandparents can assist you financially. Have you ever looked into any type of social support groups, like grieving, group therapy?
No, I don't know if
or churches, synagogue, mosque?
I haven't like gone to any church, like any groups, just because I don't know. I don't feel like those would help me. I feel like hearing everyone else's stories about things like this would almost make it worse. I've been occasionally going to church. My fiance and I went pretty frequently, and so I've been trying to go back. But I mean, everyone there knows what happened, so I feel like I get that kind of look from everyone because they know that it hasn't been easy.
Well, I think, going to church, getting yourself back in the swing of things could be pretty helpful, and you might realize that there's a lot of support options. It may not be groups, or maybe just meeting one-on-one with the pastor, or a group of ladies, or a Bible study. That might be an idea in the future. So, your family, you mentioned that your grandparents have been helping you financially and they've been your emotional supports. Has there been any other siblings, cousins, aunt and uncles that have helped you during this time?
Nothing more than just kind of reaching out and saying like they're thinking of me.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty. So it seems like a lot of the things that you've told me, that you've been having struggles getting out of the house, going back into a car, going out with friends, has been impacting you on a day-to-day basis. It seems that you're presenting to me some symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. So I just wanted to run through a few more questions, but I wanted to make sure that you're doing okay and take a breath before we proceed. And then I just had 2 more questions for you. Have you been feeling any type of pain lately?
No.
Any pain in your neck, your chest, your back?
I get headaches occasionally, but I've had them for a really long time,
And how has your sleep been?
Pretty rough. It's hard to sleep because I have a lot of like nightmares about what happened. So I either have trouble going to sleep because I feel like they're going to happen, or I have them and then I can't go back to sleep.
And then you don't want to the next day. That makes sense. And have you done any type of exercise to relax your mind, your muscles, to de-stress before you've gone to sleep? Or
there's a gym in my apartment complex, so I don't have to drive to it. So
that's really
sometimes
awesome.
if I get more angry than I do upset, then I think I typically go to the gym.
I think that's really good that you know your triggers and like how you feel and what can help you. Okay, so I think we're going to move on to my next set of questions. And again, if any of these questions become too intense, just let me know and we can take a break and everything. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you be able to briefly describe the event that happened a few months ago?
We went to a country concert, and I had been drinking a little bit, like nothing major, but enough that he wanted to drive instead when we were leaving, and we were about maybe 5 minutes away from our apartment, and a truck ran a red light, and neither of us really saw it coming.
Yeah.
And then he died at the hospital.
I'm really sorry you had to go through that. And I'm really proud of you for staying so composed and so strong telling your story. It takes emotional baggage to deal with, a lot of feelings accompanied with that night, a fun night. So I'm just going to start with the questions. In the past month, how much were you bothered by repeated, disturbing, unwanted memories of the stressful event? Would you say not at all, a little bit, moderately, quite a bit, or extremely?
Extremely.
Okay. My next question. In the past month, how much were you bothered by repeating, disturbing dreams of the stressful event, which you did mention? Again, not at all, a little bit, moderately, quite a bit, or extremely?
Probably moderately.
Okay. In the past month, how much have you been suddenly feeling or acting as if a stressful experience were to actually happen again? So kind of this uncontrolled fear that the same type of experience will happen to you again in the future.
I would say quite a bit.
Okay. In the past month, how have you been feeling very upset when something reminds you of the stressful event? Not at all, a little bit, moderately, quite a bit, or extremely? Yeah. In the past month, having strong physical reaction when something reminds you of something stressful. And this is, for example, your heart pounding, upset stomach, sweaty palms, or trouble breathing.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. And what physical ailments do you feel?
Definitely, I feel like my heart kind of speeds up. My stomach gets in knots. I kind of have trouble eating because I feel like I lose my appetite whenever I'm thinking about it.
Do you feel constantly nauseous or just not really having an appetite?
Just not having an appetite.
Okay. In the past month, have you been avoiding memories, thoughts, or feelings related to the stressful event?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Quite a bit. And in this past month, have you had trouble remembering important parts of the stressful experience?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay. We're going to continue. Are you still doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. In the past month, have you been having strong negative beliefs about yourself or people in the world? For example, having thoughts that I am bad, there's something seriously wrong with me, no one can be trusted, the world is completely dangerous. Not at all, a little bit, moderately, quite a bit, or extremely?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. In the past month, have you been blaming yourself or someone else for the stressful experience or for what has happened?
Definitely a lot. Quite a bit.
Who have you been blaming?
Well, the person that was driving the truck.
Yeah.
And myself. Just because I feel like he doesn't even like country music, so it was my idea to go to the concert, and I begged him to go. And then I feel like if I never would have gotten the tickets and never asked him to go, then it never would have happened because we would have been at home.
I hear what you're saying, but you know these things. You cannot see them coming. They're out of our control. And it's a very, very sad but unfortunate experience. And there's not one person that can be at blame for these things. So I want you to try your hardest to remember my words and not blame yourself. In the past month, have you had a strong negative feeling such as fear, anger, guilt, or shame? Not at all, a little bit, moderately, quite a bit, or extremely?
Probably moderately.
Okay. In the past month, have you had loss of interest in activities that you previously enjoyed?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Quite a bit. In the past month, feeling distant or cut off from other people, such as friends, family, loved ones?
Maybe moderately.
Okay. In the past month, trouble experiencing positive feelings, such as being unable to feel happiness, love for other people close to you?
Yeah, quite a bit.
It's hard. It's hard to want to open yourself up again after losing someone that meant so much. In the past month, feeling irritable behavior, angry outbursts, or acting aggressively?
No, not really.
Not at all?
No.
Okay. In the past month, taking too many risks or doing things that could cause you harm? Not at all, a little bit, moderately, quite a bit, or extremely?
Probably not at all.
Okay. In the past month, have you been feeling super alert or watchful or on guard?
Probably moderately.
Okay. In the past month, feeling jumpy or easily startled?
Extremely.
Extremely. Is it when you're alone or is it more when you're with people? Is it every day?
It's pretty much every day. I just think I get scared easily.
Yeah.
So it's more so like being out in public around a lot of people.
Okay. That's okay. In the past month, have you had any difficulty concentrating?
Probably a little bit.
I appreciate you going through these questions with me. I'm hoping that once we get all your responses, we can generate an answer and from there create an action plan and a treatment goal so we can get you a little bit more clarity because based on your responses, it seems like you have been feeling a lot of emotional distress. So we'll just continue with these questions and then we'll be done. In the last month, have you had trouble falling asleep or staying asleep?
Yeah, it's like extreme.
Okay. So the next part is the same set of questions, but they are geared for the past week. And so instead of me asking you, I'm just going to have you fill these out. And if you, again, need a break or would like to ask any questions, feel free.
Okay.
And let me provide you with a pen. Here you go. Thank you so much, Cassie, for filling these all out. Later on today, I'm going to score it and see where you fall on the PTSD scale.
Okay.
But due to the traumatic event that has happened, I do believe that you are presenting symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, and they have been impacting you on a day-to-day basis. So I'm hoping in the future times we can follow up with weekly appointments and then hopefully once you start feeling a little bit better, move to bi-weekly, and we can work on some cognitive therapy approaches. We're going to focus on kind of reframing a few of your thoughts from self-blame to acceptance of the situation and how to move forward and how to love ourselves again and how we can really just help promote our positive mental health. And I want to remind you that it was very brave and very courageous that you came in today. And having this first step is huge because now we can start getting some pieces down so this puzzle can be finished. And I want you to know that things will get better. This is a feeling of temporary emotion, and we will get through this together. I may not be able to know exactly what you're feeling, but I can listen and hopefully assist you in improving your feelings and mental health. Thank you so much for coming in. So would you like to come back next Monday around 7 p.m. or would you like an earlier time frame?
That's okay.
Okay, that's going to work. And then do you need any type of transportation? Are you going to take the bus, walk, or car?
Yeah, I live pretty close, so I can just walk.
Okay, because we can give you validation for a parking pass or the bus. I know that the car situation is a little bit unsettling, so we just want to be assistance to you in any way we can.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Of course, I appreciate you coming in and spending the time with me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you